this video, I'm going to keep this really short and sweet, but I want to show you something very cool, which is called live view navigation. It's pretty cool stuff. Now, check this out. What I'm going to do is over inside my files panel, I'm going to open up index.php. Now, in a previous exercise, I talked about running a local installation of WordPress. In fact, I still have that open inside my web browser here. So this is a local installation of WordPress. There's the back end of the blog there and the front end. And what I want to do is I want to be able to navigate inside this blog, but not inside my web browser. I want to do it all inside Dreamweaver, believe it or not. That's what live view navigation is all about. Okay, so I opened up the top level of my blog here inside Dreamweaver. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Live View at the top here. Right now, I don't see anything inside Design View because this is a dynamic file, right? And this file relies on other files, and it relies on my, I guess what I could call my local servers. I don't want to get too crazy here with you, but to actually view the content, right? So I'm going to click on Live View. And I get a little update copy. I'll just say yes, and I'll say no for my dependent files. And voila, there's my live blog here. Now, give me a second here. I'm just going to collapse my panels down so we can see this a little bit better here. So this is my live blog inside Dreamweaver, which I think is just bananas, right? But what I can do now is I can actually navigate around inside this blog. For example, here's a post, Flash's drawing models. So this is the top level of the blog, right? But if I wanted to go into that particular page, what I could do is on the Mac side here, I would just hold down the Command key, or if you're on the Windows side, you would just hold down the Control key, and I would click on any link. So it could be a button, it could be text, it could be a graphic, whatever. I'm just going to click on this title here, Flash's drawing models, and that actually drops me into that post's page. And you can see I get everything here. I could leave a comment here. I've got the footer down at the bottom, the whole enchilada, right? I could hold down Command again, and I could click on, say, for example, Contact Us up at the top. I don't think I have much here on the contact page. It's just kind of a generic contact page. But anyway, you kind of get the idea, right? Hold down Command again. I could click on Jeff's blog, and that takes me all the way out to the top end, or the front end, I guess you could say, of the blog, which is extremely cool, right? So everything functions in here, which is awesome. And why I think this is so cool is now I don't need to go out to my browsers to do, oftentimes like you'll make a simple change, maybe fix up some CSS, or you'll make a layout adjustment. Then you've got to save everything. Then you've got to go back to your browser, and then you've got to refresh your browser. But your browser doesn't refresh because your browser cache needs to be emptied. So then you empty your browser cache, and then you know what I mean? You just flip over to Live View, and you're off to the races, which is awesome. I can view my quick change, and then away I go. And not to go too far off the deep end, but I could even use my code navigator if I want. I could hold down Command and Option here on the Mac, or Control and Alt on the Windows side, click on an item, and then I could get into some of the properties, some of the CSS rules and properties that are actually controlling this content. For example, I could go into, let's say, for example, the post top H2 post title. I could click on that. And what that does is that throws me into the external style sheet that's running the blog. And it actually drops my cursor exactly into the property. I don't know if you can see that there on the left, but it drops me right into the property exactly where I need to be. So I'm inside the post top H2 post title A, it's a mouthful, rule. And then I can go and mess around with those properties, which is awesome. It's great stuff. Okay, let me show you something else super fast here. This is also very cool. You'll notice across the top here, we have a new toolbar in Dreamweaver CS5. Looks like a web browser toolbar, doesn't it? It's called the browser navigation toolbar or something like that. But anyway, what we can do is we can preview local files here inside the address bar here. I could type in the address for a local file if I wanted to. Or this is what I wanted to show you. If it's going to let me select all this, this is always kind of a pain. I think I might have a, there we go. Okay, I'm going to type in, again, if it's going to let me type here, come on. HTTP://. You ready for this? We're in Dreamweaver here. www. 10tonbooks.com. Enter. So I'm in Dreamweaver, as I just reminded you, and I have a live page which is slowly but surely making its way into Dreamweaver. So I am viewing 10tonbooks.com inside Dreamweaver, which is awesome. Now, why in the world would I want to do this? Well, what I could do is I could pull in someone else's page and I could go, how the heck did they do that? How did they build that particular area? Or how did they get that particular layout functioning, right? And you'll notice across the top here we have all of the related files for this page. There's tons of external JavaScript files and tons of external PHP files and stuff. I can drop down this menu here and check everything out here. But what I want to do here is, let's see if I can find it here. There it is, style.css. If I click on that guy, that opens up the 10tonbooks.com external style sheet, or one of the style sheets anyway. Now, it's interesting actually that it's coming in as just a big mass of code here. It's not all nice and broken up, which is interesting. But, oh, I'm sorry. I'm in shadowbox.css. That would be why. I want it to be on style.css. There we go. This is what I was expecting to see. Okay, cool. So what I can do is I can come in here and I can sort of figure out how certain things were done, how different layout objects were arranged, and all the rest of it. And you'll get this message across the top that style.css is a remote file and cannot be edited. But at least I can check it out here. And in the next lesson, we'll be talking about CSS Inspect, another new feature inside Dreamweaver CS5. And you can use CSS Inspect in combination with this. So let's go and check it out, CSS Inspect. But there you go. That's the live view navigation that I wanted to show you. Pretty awesome stuff. Okay, next up, CSS Inspect.